Now from SRB Studios, Mr. Craig Thatcher. Now from SRB Studios, Mr. Craig Thatcher.
Well, it seems like only yesterday he sat upon his knee. I was just a little boy, he was 33. He used to tell me stories of his adventures on the sea. Whenever I was worried, he was always there for me. Oh, Daddy, I remember a long, long time ago. You always were my hero, I never told you so. And how I wish I had the chance to see you once again. 'Cause you were just my father, you were my closest friend. And as I grew older, there were times we disagreed. I thought I had all the answers, that I knew more than he. My life finally got on track, now it's plain to see the way he lived his life each day, an example just for me. Oh, Daddy, I remember a long, long time ago. You always were my hero, I never told you so. How I wish I had the chance to see you once again. 'Cause you were just my father, you were my closest friend. One day, it seems not long ago, I got that fateful call. Your daddy took sick, you better hurry home quick. When I got there, he was gone. Good Lord called him home that night, and I was left to carry on. Even now I can hear his voice saying, son, you gotta be strong. Oh, Daddy, I remember a long, long time ago. You always were my hero, I never told you so. How I wish I had the chance to see you once again. 'Cause you were just my father, you were my closest friend. No, you were just my father, you were my closest friend.
Thanks, guys. That should be better now. For some reason, this technology works better when you actually turn it on. So we will start again. Thanks, Sparky. Let's see. I guess you've got. We got audio now. You should be hearing audio. Still no sound, JD. I'm seeing sound on my end. Okay, Rick says it's better. Okay, good. All right, I'll start again. Good evening, folks, and welcome back to the Schuylkill River Valley for Sidetrack Sunday number 1 for July 2024. Good to see everybody here. I really hope you enjoyed that opening act tonight. Today would have been my dad's 97th birthday, and that's my favorite of Craig's songs. And it's also it was my dad's favorite too. So I actually do I do have a story that goes with that before we get to saying hello to everybody here. My dad was always very much into music, but not guitars. My dad was fond of saying that anybody could play a guitar. Of course, he didn't see the humor in it when I asked if he could play one. So anyhow, many years ago, there used to be a very nice Italian restaurant, not a pizzeria, a more upscale restaurant, right up in Coopersburg, which is where Craig's from. I knew the owner, and Craig was real good friends with the owner, and one night a week, Craig would play at the restaurant, and it was a very dinner music, acoustic, very quiet show. So I decided for my parents' wedding anniversary one year that I was going to take them up there for dinner. So I set it up with the owner of the restaurant and with Craig, and I set it up for Craig to play this song. And Craig's a showman. Craig definitely can get the audience involved, and he did. He put on a great show, dedicating that song to my parents, and just really getting everybody involved. In fact, I think every patron in the restaurant came up to wish my parents a happy anniversary, which my dad just ate that up because Dad had an ego. Mom, she was a little bit more embarrassed by it, shall we say. Excuse me. So on the way home that night, that's all my father could talk about was Craig and what a fantastic musician he was, and just how much he enjoyed the show. So the next day at the office, when Dad and I went out for lunch, he was again on and on about Craig. What a great show he had, great time he had at the show. And Dad asked me if Craig had any albums out. Well, I explained to him that albums at that point were pretty much dead, but Craig did have a CD out, and he was working on a second one. Well, Dad's response was, "Oh, damn, I don't have anything to play a CD." And, of course, he did right there in the dashboard of his car. So I picked up one of Craig's CDs for him, and Dad popped it into the CD player, and that CD never came out of my dad's car for the rest of my dad's life. And that's all he would listen to. Now, I did warn my dad before I got before I got in the CD. I said, not all of Craig's music is, soft, dinner style music. Craig can rock when he wants to. And Dad's response was, "Hey, I'll listen to anything that man plays." So he listened to this CD, for like I said, the rest of his life. And he and I were going someplace one day, and he had the CD in, And one of the songs on that CD was Craig's cover of Jimi Hendrix' Wind Cries Mary. And my father was tapping his foot, and he was humming along with it, and he was having just enjoying it. And he said to me, he said, "Wow," he said, "Craig can really write some good music." And I just started laughing at him. And I said to him, Craig didn't write that one. And I said, that's a Jimi Hendrix song. Well, of course, Dad hated Jimi Hendrix, and couldn't believe that Craig could make him like Jimi Hendrix. So Craig got my father liking guitarists and liking even Jimi Hendrix. So that's really quite a feat. So like I said, I really hope you enjoyed that. It's not one that I play very often, but like I said, it is my favorite, and it's an honor of my dad. So, Dad, I hope you enjoyed it. I know I did. So let's see who's here. I've already been talking, so I've missed a bunch of people, I'm sure. We'll start here with the top of my list is Hot Dog Pilot Andy. Good to see you, Andy. James from Dundas Junction Model Railroad is here. Good to see you, James. JD's here. Good to see you, JD. And there's Dwight from the Curly Express. Sparky. Good to see you, Sparky. Even though you were complaining I was taking too long. Let's see, who else is here? I know a bunch of Tammy and Ray are here. Good to see you, folks. Glad you could make it. There's Rick from the Fultz Barely Model Railroad. Good to see you, Rick. Glad you liked the song, man. Mr. Ray Burleson's here. Good to see you, Ray. So is Kyle Stevens. Kyle may have been the first one in. If not, he was the second. Let's see. There's Brian from the Iron Horse Model Railroad. Good to see you, Brian. Glad you could make it, man. Let's see. Who else is here? I think I said hi to JD. There's Todd Armstrong. Good to see you, Todd. Glad you could make it. Let's go down to oh, here's Mike from Deep Run Railroad. Good to see you, Mike. Scroll down there. There's Rusty from Possum Bayou. Good to see you, Rusty. Glad you could make it in. And sorry for your loss, Todd. I definitely understand that. My dad, like I said, would have been 97 today. He made it to 83. But he's been gone for a while now. Let's see, who else here? Tom Grassy, good to see you, Tom. Glad you could make it. Santa Fe Bob, how are you tonight, sir? Glad you could make it. There's Dave from DB Tech. Glad you could make it, Dave. Let's see, who else do we have here? Dwayne from Dwayne's Fork and Spoon. Good to see you, Dwayne. Let's see here. Who else? John Benicki. Glad you could make it, John. Good to see you, man. Joe Rader. Hey, Joe. Glad you could make it, man. Let's see. Ron Moen. Glad you could make it, Ron. It's really good to see you. There's Thomas Moore from the MH&E Railroad. Good to see you, Thomas. To be honest with you, Ray, Rick, I had to listen to that song 3 or 4 times today before we started, or I'd have been wiping my eyes when the show started. Oh, your dad would have been 87. Wow, you and I are about the same age, and my dad would have been 10 years older than yours. Let's see, who else? Randy's Rock and Roll Railroad. Good to see you, Randy. Hope all is well with you. There's Edward from Happy Valley Hobbies. Good to see you, Edward. And Bob from PK&W Model Works. Good to see you, Bob. Let's see. I said hi to Brian. And Delmarva Railroad. Rail fan. Good to see you, man. Glad you could make it. So, I think I got everybody. If I did miss you, my apologies. I was rambling on for a few minutes at the beginning of the show, so So I'm sure I missed a few people. But I really do appreciate everybody being here. So on with the show here. I've gotten some work done on the diner, and I'm going to call it finished. There's still a few things to do, but they won't get done until the 88 this year. Okay. I guess we're all at the age that our fathers would be up there. There's Anthony from the Georgia Sunbelt. Good to see you, Anthony. So I did get the diner finished. I have the parking lot isn't done yet, and some of the foliage around the building isn't done yet. But none of that's going to get finished until I place it in the layout. Wow, Edward, your dad would have been 104. Wow. Absolutely, Bob. My dad definitely got me into model railroading. And all I'm going to say, Rusty, is you're still a kid. So the foliage in the parking lot and the rest of the stuff won't get finished until I actually put the diorama on the layout. So that way I can blend it all in together. But as far as the diner itself with the detailing, that's finished. So let me set up here and turn the camera around, and I'll show you what I got. So hang on, I will be right back. Okay, I'm back. Let's see, it's not focused really good. Trackside Mike, good to see you, man. Glad you could make it. Let's see, well. Okay. No, Rusty, just had to get things set up here. I only have my overhead camera's not working real well, so I have to keep moving my camera around here. So here's where we stand with the diorama. I have gotten the fencing in here that blocks off the dumpster, which is also in place. The front of the building, when I had put down the asphalt, I left too much of a gap. Thank you, Kyle. I appreciate it. Thanks, Bob. When I put down the asphalt, I left too much of a gap in the front of the building. So I was going to go back and actually that's the roofing that came with the kit, Bob. I can't really say much more than that. Reminds you of something from Beetlejuice. Randall Ellison, good to see you, man. I left too much of a gap right in front of the building here. So what I did, let me see if I can zoom in a little bit more without ruining it here. Okay, is I added. There we go. I added, Pappy, hey Pappy, good to see you, man. I added a little flower box, which covered up my the gap in my my asphalt, and I think did a nice little touch there. Nathan DeLay, good to see you, man. And I've added my my phone booth, which I 3D printed. Let me get this here, painted up. Yeah, you really can't see too well, but right at the top of there's John's number 7. Good to see you, man. Right at the top. Where am I? Oops. At the top of the. Nah, you can't see that. I did print some decals, and they do say phone. And the circle at the top is a little Bell Telephone logo, which you're not going to be able to see either. So let's take a look inside. Thank you, Todd. I appreciate it, man. Yeah, I like the idea of the phone booth. I 3D printed that in clear, and then was able to paint in the rest of the details. I considered putting in a person, but in the end, I decided to just leave it empty. No, Bob, that's not from the kit. That's scratch built just out of some strips of basswood I had laying around. The 2 signs on the front, which you can read. Andy, yeah, you smell donuts, Andy. Which are readable. One says "Do not block," the other says "No parking," because the dumpster's back here, and that's how the trash men have to get to it to the trash can. Rodney, it's great to see you, and my condolences for your mom, man. I really, really wish her the best. I hope all goes as well as can be, man. So very sorry to hear that, Rodney. So let's see what we got inside. I'm going to have to turn it around. Let's get it turned around here. So in the, where am I? In the kitchen, if you've seen the earlier streams, I do have a bunch of yes, Nathan, I put the details in, and these are all details that I 3D printed. I have where am I here? I have a refrigerator and a freezer over here. We have man, this is tough to do upside down and backwards. I have a grill here, a deep fryer, an oven, a sink, and 2 work tables. Not an air fryer, just an oven, just an older style oven. I don't have any people in here in the kitchen yet. I looked through my box of people, and I didn't have anything appropriate for kitchen help. And I even looked through my my 3D print files, and again, nothing that works for kitchen help. So I may go back and add them. I'm not sure. When this gets put onto the layout, you're not going to be able to see that. This is kind of sitting back into the corner, and really all the detailing that I've done here is very superfluous because no one's going to see it, and it's not going to be in a place that I can easily take the roof off and show anybody. Oh, Rodney, that is really bad, man. I'm so sorry to hear that. You know what, Sparky? I did think of mini prints, but I haven't gone over to check yet. And Joe says mini prints have some, so I'll have to look into it. Am I going to put 50s cars? I have a bunch of cars from the 50s and 60s, Nathan. I modeled the late 60s, so there will definitely be 1950s cars in there. Actually, 3D and with a resin printer, Dave, 3D HO people aren't bad, and scale people, no, I'm not gonna go there. Yes, people. Exactly, Bob. I mean, there's so much I thought of, but like I said, nobody's ever going to see that. I know it's there, and that's why I did it. I like to super detail things. So now for the restaurant, we do have a bit more there. Let me see if I can hold this without losing everything. So for the restaurant, we have. Let me get this up here. I don't have enough hands. Let's see. We've got the counter. The counter is. How about a group of bikers? Yeah, that's a thought, Kyle. The counter is fully detailed. There's jukeboxes. I think I've got 3 jukeboxes on the counter. I've got the little napkin dispensers and even a straw dispenser. Unfortunately, Nathan, Matchbox cars just are not the right scale, and they bother me. So I do have, Lynn McCurdy was very generous. He sent me a whole box of cars, and I have a bunch that I 3D printed. So I should be all right with cars, at least for the moment. Thank you, Bob. I really appreciate that, man. Yeah, they can be seen when I sit here and hold the roof up, but not once it gets put on the layout. Yes, I do have a cash register. Where is that? There's the little checkout counter, and that is a cash register on there. Reminds you of the opening scene from Pulp Fiction. Actually, there's a few movies that this would fit into. Oh, thanks, Bob. Yeah, it actually does say welcome, and it says welcome so that you can see it from and read it properly coming in either door. There's doors on both sides here. I do have a handful of YouTubers. I could do that. Thanks, Anthony. Yes, I printed everything. I printed the tables, the chairs, the countertop with all the details on it. I have 2 tables. I have a large 4-person table over here that also has happy to, John. I will get to you. Get to that, Edward. The table also has a jukebox and a napkin dispenser. So does the little table. And I also have a couple of people in here. I've got a waitress. Anthony Dodge, good to see you, man. Glad you could make it. I have a waitress here. The cashier is over here. I have a policeman here. I don't know if you can see it, but he actually has. You're not going to be able to see that. He has a badge on his hat and on his jacket. And there's a little old lady over here in the corner. She's waiting for her food. Well, let's see if yep, there it is. It's on the counter here, waiting for the waitress to pick it up. And in front of the policeman is a plate of donuts. Thank you, Todd. I really appreciate that, man. I really don't in the front of the layout. Unfortunately, it's going to be in the back. But I will be detailing the things that go in the front of the layout as well. So, Greg Cassidy, good to see you, man. Thanks for making it in. And there's Dan from Dan's Model Railroading Journey. Good to see you, Dan. And made me think of it. For anyone who hasn't seen Dan's channel, I encourage you to check it out. Dan has been working on his NMRA achievement program, and he's currently working on, I believe it's an RDC that he is super detailing. And he's really doing a really nice job on it. So if you haven't checked out Dan, here's a link. He's been going live on Friday nights. I believe it's 9 o'clock. Dan, if that's wrong, please feel free to correct me, but I think it's 9 p.m. Eastern. And Dan's doing a really good job. So, yeah, Bob, I honestly don't know where that came from, but everybody knows it, so it must be true. Thank you, Anthony. I printed the floor. That represents. You're quite welcome, Dan. Represents 12-inch square tiles, and yes, I think every diner in America had those tiles. And I also printed. Let's see if you can see it here. Yeah, on the back wall of the kitchen, there is tile that I printed too. I printed them both, along with that welcome mat. I printed them on thick photo paper, and they came out really good. I'm really happy with them. So I also have lights. I have a light in the kitchen area, a light in the dining room area. There's a light. Okay. That makes sense, John. And Pappy, no, that was printed on glossy photo paper. It's thicker than regular paper, and it comes out really good with being glossy. Thank you, Dave. I appreciate that. Yep. I didn't have any appropriate kitchen help, so I'm going to check out mini prints and add them in. Is there trash in the dumpster? Yes, Nathan. Let's see if you can see it. Where are you here? Yeah. Wow. Man, that's difficult to do. I'm not getting you a real good angle here. Oh, there we go, Nathan. Yes, there is trash in the dumpster. It's just balled up craft paper, and it kind of looks like boxes. And that door in the back, Bob, goes out the back so that they can get over to the dumpster. when this gets put on the layout, there'll be a fence or maybe some more arborvitae along the back here. But like I said, none of that's going to get put in. None of the grass or foliage here will get put in until it's on the layout and I'm blending it in. So also on the roof here, there's an LED there that is designed to light up the sign, and I also have a light in the phone booth. I haven't seen this with the lights on yet, so I'm really hoping they come out good. Especially that phone booth. I'm really hoping that lights up the way I'm thinking about it. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to put you guys on hold again for a minute or two, and I'm going to try and hook up these lights and see if they work. I don't have a lot of faith in this coming out across all that well on camera right now. It's still too bright outside with the light coming in the window, and I just don't think I'm going to get good lighting. But we're going to give it a shot anyhow. So let me put you on hold, and I will be back in a few moments. All right, sorry about that, folks, but I'm really not going to be able to get this to get this set up here. Got a bunch of trees outside, Dwight. I don't have enough hands to make this all work here online. I'm sorry about that. I really wanted to see this myself. I might be able to get the phone booth. Adam Cruz, good to see you, man. Glad you could make it. So I might be able to get this. Thank you, Mike. Appreciate that. And let's see, behind the dumpster. Oh, behind the bathroom. Okay. All right. Let's see if we can get. I didn't think this was going to work, to be honest with you. I mean, I know I'm sure it's going to work, but just not here, not live on the stream. I don't think it's going to. But let's see here. If I can get the phone booth to work, I will be very happy. All right, so let's, yeah. I plan on making a circuit board. Is there a John? I plan on making up a little circuit board here, which I will attach to the bottom of this this model. Steve 87, thank you, sir. Yeah, this is not going to work. Hey, Mike, appreciate it, man. Okay. Let's see, I don't know if you guys can see that. It's not showing up too good. Come back here. But the light does work. In the phone booth, you can see the... Thank you, Todd. You can see the phone signs through the decals and the Bell logo. So I'm actually pretty happy with this. Well, Bob, actually, it's not the electronics that I have a problem with. It's just I don't have enough hands in the right position. So yeah, this will certainly work better when I put together a little circuit board and attach it to the bottom of the diorama and go from there. Thank you, Pappy. I appreciate it. Thanks, JD. Hey, there's Derek Alexander. Good to see you, man. Oh, and there's Lynn McCurdy. Hey, Lynn. Thank you, Edward. Let me fix this camera. Superman's dressing room. Yep, absolutely. Yeah, I'm actually pretty happy with how that phone booth works. Thank you, Bob. Yeah, I guess remembering phone booths is starting to age us, huh? Yeah, so what I will do is you have a soldering iron, he's not afraid to use it. I love it. I will put together a video once I get everything lit. The only other question mark I have is how it's going to light up the sign, because it's just a single LED sitting there on the roof. So I'm hoping it does a good enough job. If not, I guess I'll be looking for a bigger LED. We'll see. Yeah. Dwight, your static grass applicator bites, man. So yeah, and I will put together a video, and I will get some decent lighting to show how the place looks all lit up. I did forget to mention I do have one more guy right there who is just going into the. It was probably stolen, Bob. Yeah, so I will get a decent video out and something where you can actually see the lights. One thing I forgot to mention, and I'm really sure you're not going to see it. Nah. Yeah. Almost. On that window there, you can kind of see across Fork and Spoon. That, I'm hoping... Thank you, Kyle. Some days I have my doubts. I'm hoping what that cross Fork and Spoon looks like is... that thought went through my head, Mike, and I'll certainly consider it if this LED doesn't work. Derek, thank you very much, man. I appreciate it. I forgot what I was saying. That's all right. The crossed Fork and Spoon. What I'm hoping, the tiny windows in the door, which you probably can barely not. Oh yeah, you can see them there. The tiny windows in the door I used. I think it was Tester's window maker or somebody's window maker. Just the little bottle of clear drying glue. The bigger windows here on the side and the ones with the Fork and Spoon on. Yeah, you're not seeing that real good. That is, I don't know, Kyle. Never know what you can do until you do it. I'm hoping that looks like etched glass. Those windows and the windows in the front here, that is clear transparency paper. It was for overhead projectors, and you could GRE 2057. Good to see it, man. Yes, Scotch tape does work wonders for windows. But I wanted to print the fork and spoon on them, so I went for the clear transparency. It's a box of them that I've had for forever, and they were used for overhead transparencies. For those of you who remember overhead projectors. And what I did is I printed the fork and spoon in a very light gray, since I can't print white. And I'm hoping when it's lit up, it looks like etched glass. We'll see. So yes, Bob, this was a kit. It was a 3D printed kit. It was printed by Brian from the Iron Horse Hobbies, Iron Horse Scale Model Kits. Sorry, and it's one of many kits that Brian prints. Brian's designed and prints them. He has he's got to have about a dozen of them by now, and he prints them in sizes. I know he goes, and on at least some of the kits, he goes all the way up to O scale, and he's printed them down as far as I think it's 1 to 450, which are tiny little buildings that he prints. But Brian does a great job. The kits are very easy to put together. You can't. Maybe you can see here. No, you're not gonna be able to see there. Okay, yeah, you can probably see this. That's the letter E that is engraved in the kits, engraved in all the various parts of the kits. So it makes it really easy. Oh, Brian says he's got 16 of them. Okay, wow. I missed a few. But yeah, Brian, please feel free to put up the link to your Etsy store. So all the kits have numbers embossed in them, and they're really simple to go together. Brian often includes what's the word? I can't think of it. Dovetail joints, like when two pieces would go together, if it's too big to print, they line up nicely with the dovetail joints so that they line up perfectly and they stay together. And really nice kits. He's got, like I said. Thank you, Brian. There's the link to Brian's Etsy store. And like I said, Brian does some really nice work. Hey, thank you, man. Thank you, man. This so really everything here except the people and the flower box that I put out front has all been 3D printed. Brian printed the kit, which includes the building, the roof, the stairs in the front, and I printed the Thomas from Split Rock. Good to see you, man. Glad you could make it. And I 3D printed all the detail parts. I 3D printed the dumpster. I actually have several versions of the dumpster. The one I used here has one door open. Yeah, I'm happy to say different kind of kits, Steve. Uh, I also have one where the other door is open and one with both doors closed. So yeah, if you haven't seen any of Brian's kits, I encourage you go check him out. Check out his Etsy store. He's got all sorts of kits. He's got some very simple kits, just some cabins. Dave, Brian's kits are all filament printed, and my detail parts are all resin printed. But like for example, on this sign, Brian will when you order a kit, Brian will custom print whatever you want here. So if you want Bob's Diner, he'll print Bob's and the diner. I didn't have Brian print this. It says Dwayne's Fork and Spoon. The only reason I didn't have Brian print it is because, especially the Dwayne's, is so small, and on filament printer, I really didn't think it was going to come out all that good. I could be wrong, but so I decided to just make a decal for it, and I'm happy with the way that came out. But I do have this kit also in N scale. The Winter Schnitzel restaurant is really nice, Bob. What was I saying? So I just decided to print a decal for it, and I'm happy with the way that came out with. Yeah, I like the A-frame too. But Brian's got some kits. He's got a few simple kits. Just cabin type. He's got the diner. He's got Uncle John's cabin is huge. That's a really nice kit. Excuse me. He's got oh man, he's got other things. He's got a ski lodge that's really impressive. But yeah, Brian does a lot. Has a lot of kits, and Brian's happy to work with you. So if you want something in you'll try that. What the decal, Andy? For the LEDs, I just use, these are tiny. Where are they? Did the link get posted? No, I did not see a link. Thomas, what are you? What, a link to Brian's Etsy store? Yes. Brian, please feel free to post it again. Brian also has on his YouTube channel, he also has video instructions on building. I'm not sure if he's got every kit on there, but I know he's got quite a few of them. But these are it doesn't say on here. I think these are 1 millimeter LEDs, and thankfully they're pre-wired. They're not pre-wired with resistors though, so that was kind of the problem that I was having with this. I just didn't have enough hands, and I tried setting up the resistors on a breadboard, but I couldn't hold it up and get the wires into the breadboard holes. So, like I said, I will put out a video on that in the very near future, and I'm sure Brian would like to see that one. And I'll also get some really good pictures, and I'll probably post them up too. So that's really about all I had for tonight. If anybody's got any questions on this, feel free. I'm not sure what I'm going to do next month. I have a couple ideas. I know one of them Sparky would like. I was kicking around maybe. I have an N-scale Conrail caboose. The only piece of Conrail equipment that I have. And there will be no Conrail equipment on the HO layout. And not because I have a problem with... thank you, Bob. I appreciate it, man. Not that I have a problem with Conrail, but the HO layout is pre-Conrail days. So thank you, JD. I appreciate it, man. So what I am... yeah, roundhouse kits are pretty easy things. They go together pretty quickly. Big Blue, baby. So I got this. Oh, there's Zoe. Good to see you. I appreciate you stopping in. And thank you. That was quite a while ago. I probably can, Steve, but like I said, I haven't gotten that far with it. If when I go to build the circuit board, I'll see how that works out. I also want to check to see exactly what size resistor I want to use. I want to make sure I get enough light without it being too much. Yep. I kind of figured that was going to happen, Derek. But I won this N-scale caboose from Rodney, Hot Rod Rodney 25. Thank you, Andy. I appreciate it, man. And after I won it, I was looking online and I found pictures of prototype of this road number and everything. But it had been modified a bit. The model shows 4 windows along, not counting the cupola, but 4 windows there where the prototype, the 2 inside windows have been blocked out. So I'm thinking about maybe doing that and touching up a few of the other details that aren't quite right. But that will be a really quick project. That's going to be one night. Thank you, Bob. I really appreciate that. I appreciate you coming in, man. So I might do that. If not, and that's really only if I don't come up with another diorama to work on. But like I said, I have no idea where I'm going to go. I remember Robert doing that, and I don't remember which LEDs he used, but I'll take your word for it. For these, I was going for really small LEDs, especially for the one on the roof, because I didn't really want a big LED sticking up there. And this one, you can barely see it. So I'm not sure. Like I said, I'm not sure if I'm going to start another diorama. I have to give that. Yes, Andy, they sure do. I was just going to block out these windows only just to make it look like the prototype. Since I found a picture of the caboose with the same number. All right, Sparky, you have a good night, man. Appreciate you stopping in. And just to bring it up to the picture of the prototype. Not that those windows actually bothered me. Bob, there have been 2 SRV T-shirts printed. One of them is here, and the other one my grandson has. Thank you, Sparky. I appreciate it, man. Oh, there's Heath. Good to see you, Heath. Let's see, you just landed in Atlanta. Yeah, I see you were down in Florida. You were running trains with John 2618. That's cool. It's 5 a.m. where you are, Adam? Wow, okay. It's kind of late, man. So, like I said, that's all I have for tonight. I really appreciate everybody hanging out. Again, I hope you enjoyed the opening act. It's definitely a special song to me. So next week will be Nissy J on next Sunday night. Okay, 7 p.m. There we go. I kind of thought that was it. I kind of thought you were out in the Denver area. So Mini Prince has dining car staff, a cook, and has a barbecue with James Smoker. All right, I will definitely, thank you, Sparky. I will definitely look into that. Thank you, Dwight. Yeah, Andy, I knew it's late for you, 2 a.m. Oh, cool. Cool, thanks, Sparky. I appreciate it, man. Thank you, Randall. Thank you, John B. Thank you, Bob. All right, so like I said, next week is Nissy. Tomorrow night, I guess James is back from Newfoundland, so but I'm not sure whether it'll be on James or Mike's channel. And Tuesday should be Tony. From there on out, I kind of lose track. So thanks again, everybody. I really appreciate you hanging out. I had a great time, and thanks for all the pleasant comments about the diner here, and I already have a Sparky, and believe me, one Sparky is more than enough, man. Okay, James says it's his channel tomorrow night, so Dundas Junction Model Railroad at 7 p.m. And I will probably see you all there. Thank you, Edward. Have a good night. Bob, have a good night. Oh, there's 3 different Sparkies? Oh, God. That's scary, man. All right. Thanks, everyone. You have a good night, and we'll see you next time.